Due to a reoccurring bouncing issue with the W13 car, Mercedes found it difficult to keep up with the leaders Red Bull and Ferrari through the first half of the 2022 season. However, it has recently improved, placing third or higher in each of the last 6 races, and pushing both teammate Lewis Hamilton and driver George Russell into the top 3 in both France and Hungary. In Hungary, Russell scored his first F1 pole position, took the lead early in the race, and eventually came in third behind Red Bull race winner Max Verstappen and second place finisher Lewis Hamilton. And now, Russell has come out and said that Mercedes are back. Want to know exactly what he said? Watch the video until the end to find out. First, let me ask you, do you think the Mercedes W13 is fast enough to win any of the upcoming races? Comment your thoughts down below. As we all know, Mercedes are having what looks like a one-off season. After their problematic start to the season, Toto Wolff has acknowledged that Mercedes are a few months behind Red Bull and Ferrari. Wolff has been reflecting on one of the most challenging seasons of his Formula One career, having transitioned from world champions to midfield competitors. Their failure to win a race in 2022 has made them one of the biggest disappointments of the season thus far. After resolving their porpoising troubles and placing second and third in the final 2 races before the summer break, the squad does seem to have made progress. At this moment, winning either championship is unlikely, although they still have a chance to beat Ferrari to P2 in the constructors' standings. Mercedes' performance on Saturday, according to Wolff, has been the most concerning. The start of the season wasn't really any good, Wolff said. And there is no other way of describing it, because if you win the championship in December, then 4 months on you're not competing with the guys in the front. That's frustrating. Since then, we had a roller coaster. We've been on the podium almost every single race. We were strong on the Sundays, but never quite there in qualifying, and the gap was simply too large. So now, it's about trying to understand what it is, and in the second half of the season, hopefully increase our qualifying pace and then be able to race for victories. Well, there is not a lot that really went so well, if you consider that our expectations was to fight for a world championship. According to Wolff, the team had to halt work due to the extended difficulty in solving the bouncing problem, which caused them to fall behind the other teams at the front of the grid by a few months. But it's looking like they are slowly catching up to those few months. Their recent performances show that they are understanding their car better and on their way to fight for a win very soon. And if the other rivals, Ferrari and Red Bull, keep experiencing reliability problems, a win could come falling in their lap. As it seems that finally after all this time, they've been able to reduce the biggest problem their car concept had, the bouncing. Our biggest weakness from the get-go was that our car was bouncing, the famous porpoising, the Austrians said, and it meant that this was overshadowing all our development. We couldn't really develop the car aerodynamically and put good updates on because the more downforce we had on a car, the worse the bouncing was. But I think since Barcelona, we've understood better, and now going into shutdown, the car has no porpoising anymore. But having said that, we are missing a few months of development, and this is really where we're playing catch-up game with the guys in front. The lessons they learned from this challenging season, according to Wolff, could help them with their longer-term objectives. Wolff has been attempting to look for the positives from this season. We need to take the positives is what we've said in the past days. We lose on the days we learn the most, and I think this is what happened. Our car was really difficult. It didn't improve in time. It really seemed that it doesn't improve. I think the learnings that we made, the tough learnings, will help us over many years. But also our time span is not a single week or even a single year. We're looking to continuing to develop the organization over 2 years and 5 years and 10 years. And for this, maybe the learnings and the toughness we had to feel this year can be beneficial. This mindset led to the Mercedes believing in the W13 concept rather than just copying a working concept from one of their competitors. It will be exciting to see what the Mercedes team can upgrade further on the zero pod design in the coming years. While the team strives for its first victory of the year following the summer break, their lead driver Lewis Hamilton does not want Mercedes to be too stubborn in their plans for the W13. Mercedes' full redesign of their car, which included zero side pods at the official F1 test in Barcelona earlier this year, raised a lot of questions. In contrast to Red Bull and Ferrari, both of which entered the campaign with substantially wider cars, it was an extreme concept. Since then, Mercedes has been attempting to catch up to its competitors and has made remarkable strides in recent months. Toto Wolff has continued to have faith in Mercedes, believing that the team will go forward most effectively with their side-pod-free design, even though Mercedes have been urged by some to abandon the design and emulate Ferrari and Red Bull. It has somewhat succeeded thus far, since Hamilton placed second in the Hungarian Grand Prix while being the fastest driver on the track. However, they have yet to record their first victory of the year. Hamilton hopes pride won't get in the way of the team's efforts to turn things around if it becomes apparent that the victory won't occur. I honestly think there is potential to win races, and every week I'm hoping that they find something that just brings us that little bit of extra downforce without bouncing, he said. But it's been tough for the team to achieve, but no one's given up on it. I think fundamentally we have to acknowledge that the others have done a better job, and whichever philosophy that they've taken has worked well for them, and we have to be conscious of that moving forward. We can't be stubborn and say, no, our way is definitely the way and it will work eventually, because we could wait years for that. Do you agree with Hamilton, or should Mercedes keep improving on the zero-pod design even if the other car concepts are the better ones? Let us know your thoughts on Mercedes' design philosophy in the comments below. And that is exactly where George Russell thinks differently than his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Russell said that he didn't think a modification would have a significant effect when asked by the media if the most recent improvement in form was sufficient to support remaining with the current car design for the remainder of the year. I don't think changing car concept is going to make us go any faster. Maybe the contrary, to be honest, Russell said after the race in Hungary. Sometimes you've just got to stick to the process and keep on pushing. And that's difficult to do when you're off the pace and things don't seem to be going your way. But personally, I believe in every single person within our team, and I think we're making huge progress for the time being. We saw with the job we did in qualifying, you saw with the pace that both of us showed in the race. At the start of the season, we were finishing races a minute behind first position. The last two races, we've been within 10 seconds, so I think it's definitely going in the right direction. Russell believes in the current car concept and thinks Mercedes are not far off winning their first race this season. So far, Mercedes has stayed with its distinctive thin side pod design that garnered attention during pre-season testing, but many other teams have chosen to change their car concepts and adopt either Red Bull's or Ferrari's strategy. And it seems like Mercedes aren't going to change this concept anytime soon, as the drivers and teams believe they can make it work. And who knows, maybe if they figure out how to eliminate porpoising completely, or the technical directive, the new FIA ruling, comes into play, they will find a way to maximize the slim design in their favor. One thing is certain, and that is that if they keep on improving at this rate, they will be a force to be reckoned with in the second half of the season. What we're also certain of is that we enjoy seeing you at the end of our videos. So if you're still here, leave a comment down below about your thoughts on the current Mercedes season and if you see them winning anytime soon. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like as it helps our channel grow. We'd love to see you at our next video.